Hello guys, welcome back to Matsuribayashi. What's up, what's up? I don't know if you watch my update videos, but sound upgrade incoming. I said NetSuite, but you're getting it early because I love ya. So, basically I just learned that I have a noise cancellation thing on my editor, so less background noise, which means less... Well, I mean, you could hear that because I did it purposely, but... And yeah, just less wind noises, I guess, which is cool, you know? It's cool for everyone, it's cool for me because I like to keep my window open because I don't know who else feels about it like this, but I like to keep my... When I go to sleep, I like to keep my room super cold, and then I'd snuggle up in my blanket. And heat up like that. It's weird, but it's just me. Last time we met Tomodachi Tatano, Hanyu stuff. We got Han train. Hello. We got some Hanyu bat story and how the lore of Oyashiro-sama happened and Rika's blood related to Hanyu, stuff like that. Cool stuff. Little interaction with Takano, and Rika doesn't remember what happened in Minagoroshi. I forgot what it was for a second. So, cool stuff progressing again. I don't know why. I don't know why it's that big of a problem, because Hanyu can just inform Rika, right? But maybe she won't have like the same amount of emotion or whatever, or like be super early on taking down Takano compared to if she did know. So we'll see though. But right now we're back to the Oishi and the Akasaka timeline story POV. It's what I want. Also, we need to replay this line back. Here we go. You missed it. It's a great line. It's not what I wanted. I wanted the full line. We'll get it back. Ooh, we're not in POV. It's third person. That's toxic. It's not giving us the first line. Maybe because we saved on it. Unlucky. Okay, for some reason I thought like when we ended last chapter, Oishi was like at the Irie clinic, but obviously I was wrong. They're actually meeting up. Good stuff. Apples. I prefer the superior pears. I'm on team pear, but I do like me some Granny Smith apples from time to time. Hondaya! Is this the guy that gets K'd in Minagoroshi? I don't know. I don't think it is. I think he started with a K. Not the buddy, the other guy that died at Rika's house. Nah, Hondaya. That's the guy that introduced us to Oishi, I think. Right when we got here. Get the special treatment. Friends for life, dude.
長からいらっしゃられた特命刑事との特別研修ですよ。さあさあ行きましょう。ああ、ちょいと先に電話してきます。赤坂さんに比べたらカモネギみたいな連中ですがね。ちょいとメンツを揃えまして。ああ、いいところにクマちゃん。
Kumadai. Oh, dude. Wait, no, we definitely saw Kumadai's sprite this hard. I was gonna say maybe he's missing off our chat list, but I'm pretty sure it's still just Kameda and Rina. No, we saw Tepe, so. Dude, wholesome Atasaka Wishi time. It's probably late, but you know it's gonna switch momentarily. Well, maybe not momentarily, but shortly. Atasaka used to think Oishi wasn't serious enough about work. But after experiencing many different things in the real world, that preconception had completely disappeared. Oishi is that way because of his experience. It's not always best to take things seriously. In this world, sometimes being that frank can help. In Akasaka's case, people often tell him to relax more. But in Oishi's case, maybe he should straighten out a little. Dude, this is such a happy Oishi. Not used to him being this happy. And also the song, it's making you jam out. Making me jam out. I mean, it might be making you jam out too. Bow, 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 bow. The old Akasaka would have thought Oishi was making fun of him, but by now he could take it as an honest assessment. That's a great point. I'm sure as a spy you gotta be drinking with a lot of people. I feel like I don't know how strong a drinker I am. I feel like I can get pretty woozy just from drinking some hard liquor, but on the other hand I can like down like 3 to 4 beers and like barely feel it, you know. Or like alcoholic, like as long as it's not hard liquor, I feel like I'm pretty good. Not the biggest sake fan. I had it once from no, I didn't have it once. I went to Japan twice, so obviously I had it a bunch, but it doesn't sit well as, maybe I'm just not used to it. I did enjoy it once in Canada. But in the times in Japan, I'm just like, you know what, give me a beer, dude. Give me a lemon sour. The drink for kings, dude. That's Jesus. You two noties. But yeah, lemon sour was like my favorite Japanese drink. Wish they had it more. Actually, I don't know if it's a drink outside of Japan. I'm not that big of a drinker, despite what I just said. So. But Atasaka got a lot of experience under his belt. Okay. Don't hit me with that. Just need some training.
そうですそうです。聞いてますかクマちゃん。面目ないっす。これでもだいぶ強くなったんですよ。
Forensic investigator, dude. I mean, it's not even a meme. This guy pops up all the time. He's been in like every other arc. It's good to see him returning. Part of the non-sprite cast. Anyone else for missing non-sprited? That hasn't made an appearance. Mion's uncle, the one, well, both of them, but some Sonozatis are the only non-sprited characters I can think of that actually matter. I mean, there's some one thing with non-sprited characters. It's like the main ones, and then there's just some one-shots you like hear once. So no point in thinking about it. I am interested in us. It's one of the exciting things about when I get to watch one of the animes is to see how the non-sprited characters look, dude. I have no idea besides Rika's mom. When we looked up her voice actress, I did see what she looks like, but other than that, no idea, dude. I want to see Satoko's mom. I'm just that's the one I'm wondering about the most. Is it just like an older version of Satoko with like the same haircut? It'd be pretty trippy. It's true. You always gotta participate in the toast. That's just in all cultures. And by all, I mean at least Canadian culture. I guess I shouldn't say all. Some people probably don't toast at us. Makes me want to buy alcohol. I like rarely buy it. When Akasato first came to Otonomiya, he was very nervous. Yeah, dude, just remember him in Himasabushi. He like barely had fun. He was like super serious most of the time. Besides like the stuff with Rika. Dude, we need to see a Mahjong rematch. That's all I want to say. But there's no trace of that tension left in him. Seeing that, Oishi realized just how much Akasaka had learned in the past few years. Damn. Were the elves always like this in the series? You know, looking at new stuff, noticing the font. Those are some freaky lowercase L's, dude. Who does that? I just never learned that. It has a little hook at the end. I mean, it made sense, but it's still kind of trippy. do you mean you can't learn how to be good at mahjong, dude? I feel like that's probably easier to getting better at drinking, though. To be fair.
いや、麻雀も経験なんです。打った場数が強さと自信になるんですよ。後でご一緒しましょう。まずは負けない打ち方を伝授します。
Uh-oh.
大石、いい若者だの。お前さんが無茶やってた頃にちょっとだけ似とるの。
まさかまさか。私はこんな2枚目じゃありませんでしたから。
It was unusual for Oishi to enjoy anyone's company this much. That's what I'm saying, dude. Akasaka and Oishi only worked together for a few days. They had exchanged some holiday cards since, but that was about it. Oishi had no idea how happy it would make him to see such a greenhorn grow into a dependable top. Oishi always thought he wanted to be active until the day he retired. But after seeing such a dependable colleague, he began to think that maybe it was time for him to step down. Not yet, though. Oishi and Akasaka enjoyed their reunion more than they thought they would. Series time. The owner of the palace was bringing the electric sign inside. Oh, the chairs were up on the tables, and the owner's wife was cleaning the floor. There's nobody else around. Judging by the clock, it was almost 3 a.m. Jesus. Dude. It's pretty late. It's my bedtime, usually. Master! How could I forget about the master? I know that's just what they call the store owners. Such a bro, though. Jesus. There wouldn't be anything else open at such a late hour. Oishi and his colleagues still wanted to talk, so they decided to stay. Kumagai couldn't fight his sleepiness and was nodding off. They were talking about Akasaka's job. Akasaka works at a department specializing in public safety. Oishi and the others were interested in all his stories of danger and bravery. Rika Furude had predicted that there would be an incident in Hinumizawa every year for the following 5 years. Her parents, according to her, were supposed to be killed on the 3rd year running. Yeah, I know she was super suspicious of that one if you remember from the fragments. Drums! Not the drum song though. It's still a great suspense song. Akasaka shut his eyes tightly to chase away the alcohol in his brain and tried to remember the girl's prediction. He had, after all, come here to confirm it. The sore spot. He's chilling, you know, traveling out, spreading himself. Oh, I guess not. Only his arm now. Rika Furude had predicted that he'd be killed in a gruesome way, that his body would be dismembered. The following year, on the same day in June 1980, Satoko's parents will be pushed to their deaths. Maybe it should be called an accident. A lamentable accident.
続けて確認します。さらにその翌年、監督の殺人事件の翌年、確かそうだ、聡子さんという多分女性の方だと思います。
Satoko-san.
その方のご両親が転落でお亡くなりになるということは。
おや、お詳しいですね。そうです。ダムの賛成派だった北条夫妻が旅行先の展望台から転落しましてね。事故か事件か未だにはっきりしませんが。
And the following year, on the same day, in June 1981, my parents will be killed.
そして、
はい、フルで理科のご両親がお亡くなりになります。ですが、どうもこいつも今一つ腑に落ちない事件でしてね。
お前さん、随分とお社様のたたり関係に詳しいの。この事件、地元の圧力であまり公にされとらんはずなんだが。
なんてことだ。
だが、いくらお前さんでも次何しろ4年目から秘匿捜査指定がかかっとる。
いえ、多分わかります。
And the following year, on the same day in June 1982, Satoko's mean aunt will die and her head will be smashed in.
その翌年ですから、つまり昨年です。先ほどの聡子さんの叔母にあたる方が頭部撲殺のような形で殺されてはいませんか。
そうです。ビンゴです。
Bingo.
赤坂さん、どうしてそんなことまでご存知なんですか。
多分私はさらにその翌年に殺される人物も知っています。
お前さん、何を言っとるんだ。第一、去年の翌年中たら、そら今年のことだろうが。
I'll be killed.
昭和58年6月、つまり今月です。フルでリカが殺されます。
Oishi and the others were at a loss for words. Is Kumadai still sleepy? Akasaka had talked about the four mysterious incidents. Although he hadn't been far away, he belonged to a very special unit of public safety. It could have been possible for him to find out about their secret investigations. That was why it wasn't odd for Akasaka to mention the series of mysterious deaths, even though he had been far away from Hinamizawa. However, not only did he know about them, but he also named the next victim. Oishi and his co-workers had sobered up entirely.
赤坂さん、もう夜もだいぶ更けました。これ以上はお互いしんどいんで、担当直入に行きましょう。今の話は一体どういう意味ですか。
はい、今の話は私がひなみ沢を訪れた昭和53年6月に彼女から聞かされたことなんです。
なんですって。
Oishi couldn't believe what he was hearing. He was left speechless.
信じられない気持ちはわかります。それを聞いた当時の私も幼い少女の気まぐれな予言遊びくらいに思いました。ですが彼女は5年目に自分が殺されることを私に訴えました。それはつまり自分を助けてほしいという明白なメッセージだったと思うんです。今回ひなみ沢を訪れた最大の目的は彼女を訪ね、本当に今でも私の助けを必要としているのかを確かめるためだったんです。
赤坂さん、私はね、今年で定年なんです。
Go out with a bang!
連続開始事件の1年目に殺されたおやすさんの仇をどうしても年内に取りたいんです。ですから私はどんな些細な情報でも怪しげな情報でも飛びつきます。
It's not an overstatement.
だから一応確認させてください。今の話は冗談じゃないですよね。なんかの冗談なら今のうちにそうだと言ってくださいよ。
Nah.
私は真実しか言っていません。フルデリカは昭和53年6月に 今の話を私に語ったんです。ただ当時の私はそれを重要な話とは思わず、それを大石さんに伝えませんでした。それは申し訳なく思います。
いや、それは無理もないぞい。
Bam,
そん
bam.
な話突然されても鵜呑みにできん。
Forensic, you know, thank you, forensic investigator. Dude, I love how they didn't give this guy a name. He has like so many appearances. Season 1, 2, maybe 3. He's in 6 for sure. Man deserves a name, but it's okay.
4年連続した今だから聞ける話だわ。
I wish he must have been thinking that if only Akasaka told him back then he could have saved his friend. Yeah, I was gonna say that, but I mean, it's not Akasaka's fault, but it's also like extremely ominous. I wouldn't have thought it weird for him to tell people about it. But for some reason, dude, whenever Rita says weird shit, people brush it off way too easily. But what the old man from Forensics just said was right too. Oishi wouldn't have believed him back then. And his friend would have died anyway, and Oishi would have been left with regret at not being able to do anything.
そうですね。いえ、すみませんでした。しかし、フルでリカがどうして。
今のひなみ沢の状況は私も詳しくありません。一応当時の新聞でダム計画の無期凍結が決定されたというのは読みました。ですからダム戦争は終わって平穏な生活を取り戻していると信じていたのですが。
ダム戦争は確かに終わった。だがな、その翌年からな、通称お社様のたたりと呼ばれる連続開始事件が毎年起こるようになってな。その詳細についてはまさにお前さんが今言った通りの内容なんだわい。
どうやら私は彼女に大変な何かを託されたような気がしてきました。大石さん、ズバリお尋ねします。
Eerie Clinic. Oh wait,
フルでリカが殺されるのは
jumping the gun.
あり得る流れだと思いますか。
The thing is, now that we know the truth, all the murders that happen are like I don't even think, besides the third one, Tatano didn't even like influence like most of them. They just kind of happened, not randomly, but I don't know. It's hard to like really predict it properly, I guess.
フルデ夫妻はダム戦争当時消極的だったことを理由に後ろ指を刺されていたという話があります。それで3年目のたたりにあったというのが定説です。その流れから言えばフルでリカ殺しは
あり得るんです。
I wish she nodded slowly.
明日フルでリカに接
The
触
thing is, everyone loves Rita though compared to their parents, right?
どうやら彼女に直接話を聞くしかない
So it's a different situation, I would think.
赤坂さん、それ私もご一緒させてくれませんか。
You spooked her, Oishi, even though I love you.
フルでリカの話はどうやら私にとっても重要
So
な
I
こと
agree
にな
he's...
りそうです。
You know what? Actually, it'd be good, because Rita probably wants help from Oishi too. Well, actually, now that she didn't inherit the memories, she actually might be spooked of him.
こりゃ
Forensic investigator.
なんともとんでもない
You gotta come too, bro.
たもんだの。
We'll seal the deal. Dude, I'm telling you, if you give us the chance, forensic investigator plus Nimi, actually game over. We actually just win automatically just from those two. Give a scene with those two, make them fist bump. The problem solved. That's all I'm saying. The Nimi forensic investigator team up. The two hard hitter no spriters.
わしもちょいと面白くなってきたぜ。煙に巻かれたまま終わると思ってた怪事件が解けるのに立ち会えるとは思わなんだ。
しかし疑問もありますね。どうしてこんな重要な話を 私だけに打ち明けたのでしょう。助けを求めるなら東京から出張してきた私ではなく地元警察のはずなの。
Well, we know that that Oishi suspected Rika when she told him to help her and stuff like that. They don't have the best I mean, just in general, they don't really have the best relationship with the local police.
多分地元警
Yeah.
察を信用しきれないところがあったのでしょう。私も泥臭い人間です。
Unrefined. It's a great way to describe him.
リカさんの信用を
Just a little
得
bit
ていな
though.
かったのかもしれない。それに沖宮署には S 号の息のかかった連中も少なからず潜んでいます。
I mean, that makes sense.
東京から来た私が一番信用できた。
You're like Keiichi, dude. You're the fresh air. You know, whenever they say that, you just think of Keiichi, but Akasaka in a way is too. He's a further wind that usually never reaches Hinamizawa or affects it.
悔しいですが、そういうことになるでしょう。
だとしたら、おいさん、
Papa.
この件、他にはないみつり。
Yeah.
もちろんです。
You know, you got Kumadai and forensic investigator. That's the squad.
とにかく明日、ひなみ沢に行って、リカさんに直接話を伺ってみましょう。
Bow, bow.
話はそれからです。
Are we transitioning to Rita? Ooh. I mean, it made sense. Scene change without a chapter break. There you go. Hanyu's explanation. It happened, though. Great.
でもそれが真実なのね。
It was in the middle of the night. Only the sounds of insects and total snoring could be heard. Rika was sitting by her favorite window.
そうなのです。
Hey!
殺すのは高野なのです。
She's back in her shrine maiden outfit.
僕もリカもはっきりと見ましたのです。リカは高野の顔を目に焼き付けようと、意識のあるままにお腹を裂かれてもなお歯を食いしばってその顔を見ていたのです。嫌な死に方ね。毎回記憶に残ってなかったのを感謝したいわ。でもなんとなくわかる。高野の好みそうな殺し方だもん。
True.
でもわからない。どうして高野が私を殺すの？だって私は女王感染者で、私が死ねば大惨事になるんでしょう。だから入江機関や山犬たちが私を守ってくれてるんじゃないの？そのてっぺんにいる高野がどうして私を殺さなくちゃならないの？
Thank you, Hanyu.
ごめん。意味のない質問ね。
Doesn't really matter, too.
高野が私を殺す。
Or does it? I mean, it helps if you want to go with the peaceful route and, I mean, again, I don't know how you would convince Takano not to do it, besides the super Tomataki play. But, like I said before, but I doubt that's the solution. I mean, it could be, dude. Push to the brink, foiling the plans, winning the war, and then Tomataki sweeps in to, finish Takano off. With the power of love, dude. Just hit me with that ending.
それが真実なのであって、その動機なんか大した問題じゃないものね。しかし、だとしても、よりによって、なぜ高野なの？
Although she just said the motive didn't matter, Rika went back to the same question. The reason why Takano was protecting the Queen Carrier wasn't because she wanted to prevent the rest of Hinamizawa from developing the syndrome. It was because the Queen Carrier was an extremely valuable subject of her research. Then considering that value, why did she kill the Queen Carrier with her own two hands?
敵は高野一人な
Oh wow.
山犬の人たちも敵でした。入江が敵かは分かりませんでしたが、多分敵じゃ
No.
なかったと思います。
Just no way. I mean, Rita already knows in her heart of hearts that Irie isn't, so.
高野と山犬が敵。冗談じゃない。私たち小娘がどう立ち向かえって言うの？無理よ。奇跡でも起きない限り、あんな奴らに私たちが勝てるわけがない。しかも、綿流しは次の日曜
Oh,
日。
whoa. What date is it, though?
私が殺されるのは22日。あと1週間ってところ。そのわずかな時間でどう戦うの？高野を金属バットで闇討ちにでもしてみる？意味ないわ。高野は所詮連中の一人。高野一人を返り討ちにしたって山犬たちに取り囲まれておしまいよ。どうすればいいのよ。どうすれば。そんなの僕だってわからないのです。でも今までは何度繰り返したって敵の名前だってわからなかったじゃないですか。それを
Angry
掴
Hani.
んだのです。
Dude, that face scares me.
やれることがあるはずなんです。
This was the first time in a long time that Hanyu had spoken so positively. Rika was startled for a moment and realized that she was losing her cool. She took a deep breath and tried to calm herself down. She was still confused that Takano was the culprit. Rita had always thought of Takano as her ally. There were, after all, many reasons why Takano would treat her well. Rita couldn't even think of one reason why Takano would want to kill her. Still, Takano was always thinking about bizarre things. There's no guarantee that a crazy idea of hers couldn't become a motive.
ということは、富武は殺されてる。つまり、富武は味方？
It's a great point. The Tomodachi Tet, dude. I mean, you need the Tomodachi Tet. It's the key to the puzzle.
そうですよ、リカ。
Actually, that would be huge because Tomodachi can just call in, and I feel like he's actually like a huge beast, not just for the love ending. He can like just call into headquarters, right, and fuck the whole plan up, kind of. I don't know.
富武に相談すればいいのです。
Takano was accompanied by the Mountain Dogs because of an organization named Tokyo. So could Rita ask for help from someone affiliated with that organization? In that case, Tomodachi was the only one she could talk to about the issue. Although Irie also might be worth having a talk with. But then, that was why she needed to know. She needed to know why Takano wanted to kill her. Unless she could explain that, they probably wouldn't even believe her. It's a great point. Besides, Tomodachi was in love with Takano. That's also a great point. He wouldn't doubt her so easily. Irie seemed to be keeping a little distance from Takano. He might be a little more inclined to believe. But as someone who was simply a doctor, he knew little about Tokyo. He might end up being useless to Rita. Then, should she call the police? No way, definitely no way. There's no way they would believe her. If she were to make a call and say that a strange organization named Tokyo was trying to kill her, they would think she was crazy. Then what could she do? How could she save herself? The scariest people in Hinamizawa are coming to kill her. How could she run from them? How could she fight them? How? If she had remembered the scene of Takano killing her, then she wouldn't have been so confused. Because seeing is believing. But she didn't remember. This was just what Hani was telling her. She didn't want Takano to be her enemy. This was a truth she didn't want to accept, so she was tempted to just say that this was all simply Hanyu's delusion.
落ち着くのですリカ。前の世界で僕たちは学んだはずなのです。覚えていませんですか、前の世界のことを。前の世界ってあれでしょ。
She doesn't remember Higurashi at all. Oh no.
その次にもう一つ世界があったのです。本当に覚えてないのですか。その世界ではあいつが帰ってくるのです。北条鉄平が。最悪の世界ね。何をやっても相談所は様子見で、Satokoは数日で廃人同然。
I thought she was trying to drop off to Sato, but I mean, it's not really hype since he didn't do anything in that world.
どうせ仲間の誰かが発症して鉄平を闇討ちにするんでしょ。違います違います。そこではみんなが力を合わせて相談所に陳情してちゃんとSatokoを救ったのです。
It's a nice, it's a nice contrast from Hanyu being such a Debbie Downer last arc, and now in this arc she's hyping it up, you know.
奇跡は信じなきゃ起きない。そしてみんなが信じれば必ず奇跡は起こるって。確かに圭一が言いそうなことね。 でもすごいわね。今まで一度も退けられなかった鉄平の帰宅する世界を打ち破るなんて。その世界の圭一たちはどうやって奇跡を起こすか知ってますですか。みんなにですね、ちゃんと相談したのです。どうせダメだとか一人で悩んだりとかしないでみんなに相談したのです。だから奇跡が起こせたのです。 みんなにって圭一たちに高野のことを相談しろと。
Honestly, it's a good idea. You know, it's a special group of friends, dude. They believe everything.
東京という怪しげな組織に狙われているから助けてって相談して。
You also need to holler
信じてくれると思ってるの。
holler at Shion. It appears that Shion is not in the same situation where she was going to school and was playing with Satoko, so it's kind of unlucky.
信じてくれますです。前の世界では信じてくれましたのです。なんでリカは僕が言うのを信じてくれませんのですか。ごめんなさい。信じないわけじゃないの。羽生が見たんだから、それは真実なんだものね。 自分の記憶に残らないというのがこんなにも温度差を感じさせてしまうものだったなんて嫌になるわ。とにかくリカと僕が2人で悩んでも何も解決できませんです。僕たち2人の力ではあまりに非力なのです。でも僕たちには武器があります。それは 真実です。
The truth.
動機はよくわかんないけど、でも犯人は高野だってわかってます。だからこれはこれまでの世界で一番有利なスタートのはずなんです。それなのになんで最後の最後でリカだけ記憶がつながらないのです。
Unlucky. Hanyu ground her teeth remorsefully. She saw the truth just a short time ago, so she couldn't believe that Rita didn't remember anything. If it was something she had seen herself, then she wouldn't even need a motive. But she hadn't, and that's why she couldn't understand. Why was her memory missing when Hanyu's memory was still intact? Did that mean their long journey was about to end? Perhaps her infinitely repeating journey was already over. This was the last world of all. 羽生がみんなに
転校までしてくるなんて、なんだか変な世界だなと
Just the
思う。
final gamble.
おかしくも何もありません。ただ最後の世界なだけなのです。僕はその最後の世界でみんなと力を合わせるためにやってきました。僕はここでは傍観者じゃない、理科のみんなの仲間で味方なのです。
そういえばそうね。あんた傍観者をやめたのね。
僕はもう傷つくことを恐れて舞台に上がらないなんて嫌なのです。それを恐れずにみんなと信じる。だから奇跡が起こせる。これは昭和58年6月をかけたゲームの世界なのです。戦っているのは理科と高野。期限までに理科が敵を倒せないと自動的に負けになる。高野たちは山犬という強力な駒をいくつも持っている。少々の駒を集めたくらいではとても太刀打ちできないのです。だから理科はあらゆる人に助けを求め、対等な数だけ駒を揃えなければそもそもゲームが始まらない。このゲーム版のルールを僕たちは何度も繰り返しながら学んできましたのです。それはまるで説明書のないゲームのよう。でも僕たちは何度も学び、そしてようやく戦い方を知り、さらに敵方の駒の正体まで最初から分かっているという破格のリードがもらえましたのです。理科、ぼんやりしてる場合じゃないのです。綿流しまであと1週間。前の世界は2週間の猶予で始まりましたのですが、今回は1週間しかない。つまりこれが最後の世界なのです。
わかったわ。私が覚えていないことの不幸を嘆くより、あなたが覚えていてくれた幸運を喜ぶべきね。あなたまで忘れていたら、この最後の世界も右往左往してるうちに終わってしまったに違いない。それに圭一たちへの相談もうまく話し方を考えれば何かいい知恵がもらえるかもしれない。何しろ学校大爆発がほぼ確定したあの世界でレナと大立ち回りをして正気に戻させるという奇跡。
そうです。とにかく話せる人に相談しましょうです。僕たちだけではあまりにか弱いのです。仲間を集めどうするかを考えましょうです。奇跡の道も一歩からなのです。
しかもそれはたったの1週間でね。
Pretty tight. Luckily, Atasat and Oishi are taking the initiative, you know. Hanya had never encouraged her like this before. She had always pretended to be a bystander. She never wanted to go through the pain of failure, so she never had expectations for anything. But now she was trying to intervene in this world so passionately and proactively. According to Hanyu, there's been another world after the one in which Rena occupied the school. Apparently, Keiichi really inspired her in that world. Rika had nothing to lose. She had to talk to whoever she thought she could trust. And whether she tried or not, she only had a very short time left. She just decided to do whatever she possibly could until that time arrived. She would never again act like it was cool to sip wine pretending to be a witch as the end closed upon her. That's a chapter end if I ever heard one. Joke? It's not. Nomura! Hey, is this the... I'm guessing it's the lady Takano was talking to. Sounds like it. The eviler Takano.
先日は詳細な資料をありがとうございました。厚生省のお歴々もあなたの丁寧な資料のおかげで南沢症候群の恐ろしさを理解してくださりました。
Just pulling her strings, huh? In a way. Obviously, Tatano's not a complete puppet, but it's more like a carrot and a stick. She's dragging along Tatano in a general direction.
やがては総理の手にも取らせてみせましょう。総理は一国の主。我が国で最も権力を持つ人物にあなたとあなたの祖父の論文を読ませ、それがいかに優れた研究であり、そして南沢症候群がいかに特別なものなのか。なのにその研究をないがしろにし、無残にもあなたとあなたの祖父の論文を
Giving her all the promises.
彼らがどれだけ愚かなのかを分からせてお見せします。えそんなあなたに朗報があります。
This is what happens when two people who don't he talk together.
終末作戦が終わった後、現地は隔離閉鎖され、陸自の別部門が研究を引き継ぐこととなりました。あなたはそこへ迎え入れられ、派閥や予算に悩まされることなく、心ゆくまで研究をすることができるのです。
Nice. Okay, so she gets to research afterwards anyways. You know, we are saving the day and saving a lot of people, but in the process we're gonna crush Tatano's dreams. Though maybe, again, if we're being hopeful and not just Tatano, because, you know, it's kind of a hopeful story. I mean, it crushes you at the end, but the goal is to reach a hopeful ending, you know. What if we can, like, convince this is not what her grandfather would have wanted? Which may or may not be true, honestly, because his suicide note was pretty extreme, but, you know, something along that line might be the way to her heart.
所長の地位を与えられ、今度こそ思うままに存分に研究に勤しむことができるのです。それはとても素晴らしいことではありませんか。そしてあなたは南沢症候群の研究をステップの一つにし、高野先生が求められていた本当のステージ。いいえ、これはお世辞でも何でもありませんわ。あなたに対する私どものクライアントの正当な評価です。そうですか。長電話を失礼してしまいましたわ。それでは失礼いたします。
Now let's see what she says after the phone call. Probably throw some shade, maybe. The woman put down the handset of her car phone, then she picked it up again and made another call. Watanabe Nomura, the true villain.
高野先生の資料は素晴らしいものです。さらに国立研究所の職員を同行させましたので、背広連中はそのまま鵜呑みに。ええ、そちらも問題ありません。
Is this actually I don't know. Who's she talking to?
ほとんどの閣僚は外遊、もしくは西洋で東京を離れます。はい。不確定要素はいくつか残りますが、おそらく6月23日には艦艇の堀はすべて埋め尽くされているはずです。はい。ですので、現地作戦は6月22日深夜の決行、23日に総理に緊急決裁を求める日程となると思います。はい。当日、総理を補佐できる部員はすべて我々側の人間です。
Well, it's not a surprise the army guy was, but even the guy that was kind of questioning it, I forgot who he was.
総理は万に一つの疑問も抱かないでしょう。ええ、それは間違いなく、総理は必ず緊急マニュアル第34号に署名します。その後はアルファベットへの責任追及となり、奥の千葉派、旧小泉派は権力を大きく失うこととなる。
She's a snake. She's not part of the Koizumi boys. She's probably on a snake Takano too at the end.
今村先生の復権は時間の問題です。ですがね。
If there's money to spend on developing domestic nuclear arms, or the Japanese-American alliance spanning the Pacific, then it would be more profitable for our nation to spend it on ODA towards China. The 21st century will be the era of China, with our nation claiming a good portion of the world's population. Japan gets nothing out of waiting its tail for the US anymore. The 21st century is almost here, yet we're still having that saying that communism is the greatest evil. Maybe we've been watching too many bad American propaganda movies. Oh my god. The true enemy of this game was the communists. Dun dun dun. The woman put down the handset of her car phone and took a breath. She smiled in satisfaction and then picked up the handset again. It just keeps going, dude. Different name this time. She's snaking him. She's snaking everyone. Freaking China, dude. Okay, dude. This was a good chapter. Very diverse. We hit like... I thought we were going to end right after the Atasaka thing, but... 1 week to save the world. From China. But that's cool. That's cool. Again... So the problem didn't end up being too bad for the Rika thing. Mainly because we had Hanyu to carry it. If she was still like the emo-y Hanyu, then she probably wouldn't have told Rika. Then we would have been screwed. But luckily we have Atasaka and Oishi taking the initiative. So that's one day good. Already clear. And then like, you know, if Atasaka and Oishi believe Rika, which there's a good chance they do. Not just because Oishi's obsessed with the thing, but because, you know, she hit all the right predictions, then you can definitely formulate a plan. It's just like, even then, how, though? Because you're facing against an army. It's a tough thing, you know? Bring Nimi, bring the boys, but I think ultimately, if, not even the love meme is pretty good, but if you can convince Takano that, she's being played like a fiddle, by people that want to join forces with China, then maybe that would sway her not to. Though, I don't know, they might be legit, like, because, I mean, weaponizing the syndrome is definitely not a bad thing. I mean, it's a bad thing, but, like, it's also a good weapon, so they might actually, like, be legit and help Takano with the research, so maybe, I don't know. But fun stuff, next time. Atasaka, Oishi, take the visit. Maybe, or alternatively, Rika will talk to her friends. One of those two. Should be fun, but thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next week with some more Matsuribayashi.